Hey there, friends. Good morning. We are live and ready to kick it. I hope you're doing all right. Let's see when it switches on my screen. It is, let me just check the time. It is 5:41 a.m. on a Monday morning, and we are about to get started, friends. We're going to get started with a little bit of mobility, and after the mobility, going to move on with some strength training, um, and you're going to try to get quite a bit of work in the next 30 to 40 minutes. I hope to be done by 6:20 because we have to start up the day. How are you doing this Monday morning? Did you have a good weekend? I hope you did. Maybe it's Sunday evening and you're doing a Sunday evening workout, which is also good. Maybe it's midway through the day or the end of the day on Monday for you. Then I'm curious how your Monday was. Um, Wherever you are, whatever time zone, and wherever in the world, thanks for dropping by and thanks for watching and supporting me and being with me on this journey. And we're going to have a great time together, hopefully, this morning. I have the microphone in today because I'm not going to be doing any super intensive hit, so I won't be panting through the microphone for 40 minutes. Um, but we will have some conversations as we work with the heavier weight. I've got the double 20s and the 16 set up, and that is what I'm going to do the work with today. So that's going to involve quite a bit of rowing and one-handed work, one-handed swings, one-handed cleans, and probably some unilateral squats. I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to do that with 16 or with 20, but we will see. My legs are getting stronger. It's more my upper body that I am worried about. Anyway, I always say, hi, I'm Toby, for everyone who's new. I train for living an active, adventurous, self-sufficient life, hopefully being healthy well into my 90th decade on 90th decade, that will be something, 9th decade on this planet, in this life. And I always say it's not about the way I look, it's about the way I feel, because we've got to love ourselves before we can move on. And a nice side effect of working out 20, 30 minutes every day is that you inevitably start to look a little bit different. But this is about being strong, being conditioned, and being mobile for all of the challenges life has to offer us. The only way to get anything done, friend, is by showing up and doing the work. So I guess that means at 5:43 a.m. you've heard me talk long enough. We're going to get started with some work. Let's go. Hey, good morning. Who's dropping by there? Dano, Danone, no, Grosso. Hello. I'm sorry. I hope I pronounced that properly. Thanks for dropping by and for saying hello this morning. I appreciate that. I hope you're doing well. Wherever you are in the world, where are you dialing in from this morning? And is that because you're waking up early to get to work, or because you're waking up early to do a morning workout, or is it the end of the day for you and you're just winding down? Whatever it is, I hope you're well, and I appreciate you taking the time to drop by and say good morning and say hello. I'm just picking some imaginary pears from an imaginary tree. You get some mobility and stretching into the spine. I always move forward when I'm doing this exercise. I need to look into that. This hip, by the way, is pretty okay. It's the other one that has a slight inhibition. So all of the problems I have at the moment are on my left side. By the way, one of the important things about training specifically, training for longevity, right, and general health, is to not overdo it. As part of it is impulse control. Just making sure that we understand that we need to not overdo it. We just need to do something. Because the moment you start to overdo it, what happens is you run the risk of getting injured. So, like today, we're just taking it easy. We're starting off with some rows. I have the timer running, but we're not going to do anything crazy with EMOMs. We're just going to do sets and repetitions. And we're going to start off with gorilla rows, which is always fun. 10 on each side. And then we'll take it from there. Okay? And we're going to alternate that with hand-to-hand swings. 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Remember, the thing about the swing is good technique, using the hip snap, especially with a heavier weight. You run the risk of letting your arms do the work or engaging in poor technique. And you don't want that, because that is how you can get injured, which is why with the heavier weight I'm limiting myself right now to 5 repetitions. And over time I get up to 10, but we'll get there. Once you can get to 10 sets of those with good technique. And take a 30-second break. I don't need to wear myself out. And get on with the rows. By the way, if you're into pull-ups and push-ups, I have a fun video coming out, I think next week. Or maybe this week. No, next week. Where I start to work up to David Goggins' nickels and dimes routine. They're doing 1 pull-up, 2 push-ups, on and off, to see how far we can get. If I can get to like 2 or 3 minutes of that kind of work, because it's all about building work capacity. Do hand-to-hand swings. And with a 16 kilo, that is sure enough to get the heart pumping, to get that heart rate up. Whew. Okay. Bit of rest. Some more gorilla rows. Pardon me. And then it's off for a cup of coffee soon, and the start of the day. Ten. Yes, you can get big and strong at home. I think if your goal is hypertrophy, though there are better tools on the market. You'll pack on muscle, get leaner with kettlebells. I think for most people, it's more a nice addition to do once a week than to do nearly every day like I'm doing right now. But for me, it also brings back the feeling of martial arts, the intensity, the work, the way of moving. Plus it's a skill with technique, which is always fun to master. And it's cheap and easy to do from home. Really keep working that hip snap for no lazy swings. Dive into it. Let the weight pull you through. And then drive forward and up. That's how we get good kettlebell swings. Final set of gorilla rows. Then we're going to continue with some different work, including goblet squats with a 20 kilo, because that's going to be fun. In the meantime, if you're watching, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're dialing in from. I hope you're having a good start of the day while I do my morning routine, morning workout. Hoppa. Done. Of course, I could make it easier or harder on myself by doing one-sided 5 times. Then you don't have the hand change, the change of stabilization in your body. It's a different exercise. All right, we're going to go on with the clean. We're going to try the dead clean today with 20 kilos. And then I'm going to do some swing cleans. But first, after a short break, so the timer hits the full minute, I'm going to do the dead clean, which basically cleaning the 20 kilo into the rack position. So I can do the swing cleans with the 16 kilo, but let's build a bit of extra strength with the 20 kilo right there. It's important to take sufficient amount of break between sets, because my body needs to replenish the energy that we're using. 5 repetitions on the left, if I can manage it. 5 repetitions on the right. Now the force from all of this comes out of my hinge. It's basically a deadlift turned into momentum, driving the kettlebell up, pulling it through, soft landing on the arm and on the triangle, forearm, bicep, chest. Ready? 3, 2. And let the legs catch the weight on the way down. Sorry about the breathing. Nothing I can do about that though. Except not breathe, but I need it to generate force. It's probably better for you. That was 5. Off to the right hand side. Three, 4, 5. Whew. All right. Let's get a front view on that with the 20 kilo. As you can see, I'm working up quite a sweat. Not working on a timer. Just working out and getting the work in. Give that a minute. And a minute is relatively short to rest between sets, but I'm not maxing out anything, so I think it should be doable in that sense. I've got a few more minutes to go. I'm going to do some swing cleans, probably 2 sets after that. So we've done 4 sets of cleans. And I'm just going to do a little complex with the 8 kilo that also involves a Cossack squat. Just because we can. So we should. Let's see. All right, 15 minutes. My heart rate's slightly elevated, but it comes down pretty quickly after these bouts of exertion. Again, proper technique. Make sure in proper position. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Well, maybe it doesn't look hard, but definitely generating the force through the hip thrust is not the easiest. It's way easier to pull with the back and shoulders, but that's not what we want to do. All right. Now we're going to go on to 5 swing cleans on the left and 5 swing cleans on the right. Not going to change hands in between, just doing them all one side and then doing them all on the other side. Take 30 minutes, break, 30 minutes, 30 seconds, break. I need coffee. And then a few more tiny things to do before we get on with the day, because it's past 6 a.m., friends. Okay, so swing clean, same one-armed clean, but then one-armed swing, but then with a clean instead of a swing. Up. Short. Even more important, to have that hip snap working well for this. Other side. Need to be careful, knock myself on the jaw there. That's what I mean, heavier weights, good technique. Doing things with power and speed. You do need to be careful. Start light, master the basics. You can do a dead clean with a light weight, and then move on to heavier weights as you get more comfortable with how the kettlebell moves with or against you. Last set, cleans. I'm going to do something else. Okay. Now, to pick up a light weight, clean side step. Oh, need to make a way bigger side step for that. Won't be able to do. Okay, this exercise is not working out the way I thought it would, so I'm just going to do it slightly differently. We're just going to rack the kettlebell and then do 5 Cossack squats on one side and then 5 Cossack squats on the other side. need the space, apparently, for the side step. All right. Then. Five. And the other side. Just finishing this up here. And let's finish off with 10 halos. 5 left and 5 on the right. That's it, friend. Thanks for dropping by, for saying hello, for saying good morning. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support you've given me. Thanks so much, wherever you're dialing in from. It is 6:14 a.m. and I'm going to call it quits for the morning. I always say I train for living an adventurous, self-sufficient, active life. I want to be healthy well into my 9th decade, to be able to do the things that I want to do, take care of myself. This is not about the way I look, it's about the way I feel. Johnny, good morning. Thanks for dropping by. I hope you will have a great day too, and I appreciate it. Good to know that you were here this morning on Sunday evening, I guess, and I wish you a good start of the week tomorrow when you're going to get started. And have you seen my follow along series that I'm now publishing? I just recorded day 3 this morning, so it's going to come out, I think, the week after next. So you have a full Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule for kettlebell strength and conditioning. But thanks for dropping by and saying hi. I appreciate it. The way I look is a byproduct of the fact that I work out 20 or 30 minutes and that I mind what I eat and how much I eat. But the objective is to just be active and to train daily and to walk daily. We're good just the way we are. We've got to love ourselves before we can move on, friends. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. And right now, I have to show up and do the work for breakfast and then for career work. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Take care.